Hi, welcome to Down the Track. On tonight's show, we have Phil Lamattina and Australia's newest Top Fuel pilot and second driver for the team, Shane Olive. Phil Lamattina, Shane Olive, welcome to Down the Track. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Bruce.
And Phil?
Going all right, Bruce.
Very good to hear. Shane, congratulations on becoming Australia's newest Top Fuel pilot. How does it feel?
It's very exciting. A lot of exciting times to come. Very thankful as well. This is a lifetime opportunity for me. I've been to America and watched fuel cars race over there. I've watched them here. I've worked on them here and there. So it's surreal to be able to say that I'm going to drive one. It's pretty cool.
Look, you've driven most things. Tell us, what is it you've driven and how fast have you gone to date?
The quickest is a 5.4 second pass at 270 mile an hour in a nitro funny car. I've driven fuel altereds as well. I've driven door slammers, way back in the day, street cars, super sedan cars, nitrous cars. I've pretty much had a go at everything that I've could.
And so now, what excites you the most about going from all that and all that speed, but now to a Top Fuel dragster? As I said, what excites you the most about that?
I think the biggest thing is the acceleration. I've been told what they're like off the start line is pretty similar to obviously a funny car, maybe a little quicker, but it's the acceleration from sort of 300 foot to the finish line. They don't stop pulling, so I'm very keen to see that side of it. And I've never driven a dragster before, so that's going to be new for me as well. Very excited, very keen to get out to the racetrack. And, I've got some good guidance around me. I've got, Phil taught me a lot of things about driving a dragster. We've got Aaron here. We've got Luke come on board, who's going to be, turning the screws on the second car. So, it's a lot of good things to come.
And are you licensed for Top Fuel at the moment?
No, currently not at the moment. We've scheduled a license session to come very soon. Just waiting that call.
Waiting that call. And no doubt you said you've got lots of guidance behind you when it comes to driving. I'm sure Phil's tapping you on the shoulder every second day, if not every day, giving you a bit of more advice or something else he's thought about. I need to tell Shane about that. I guess that's as part of the...
I might just interrupt here for a little bit. I think the biggest thing what Shane was saying earlier was the acceleration. I think it's not going to be, for him being involved in drag racing for so long, I think it's going to be somewhat something that he's probably going to be used to, but it still never prepares you enough to actually when it happens. So Shane, the top speed is 270 miles an hour, and that's over a quarter mile. So he's going to potentially and probably pretty comfortably be going 270 mile an hour to half track. So to be able to do that, in half the distance that he was used to, you can only imagine what type of acceleration that, you're going to be feeling and putting your body through. And it's not, a lot of people feel like, when you talk about acceleration and speed and everything in a Top Fuel car, that it's actually, quite scary. It's actually not scary at all. It's actually, it's funny that you sometimes feel yourself egging the car on to go even faster because it's such a great feeling, like I've said this a million times, I feel like after a run in a Top Fuel car, you get down to the bottom end, you jump out of the car, you're practically bulletproof. You feel the adrenaline pretty much running through your veins. And I suppose there's really nothing that can even come close. And I think Shane's going to be pretty excited to be able to join, a very limited amount of people that have the opportunity to be able to do this. That's probably the biggest thing that excites me is to see the excitement and the smile on his face when he, eventually successfully runs a full pass.
And Shane, your response to that?
Yeah, Phil just summed it up really. It's surreal. I'm just biting at the bit to get out there and have a crack. We've got a lot of good, new crew guys that have come on board. So everyone's learning. This license session will be a test for them, also myself. But yeah, just excited, man. Really excited to get out there and, like Phil said, to run 270 something mile an hour to half track. That's what I've been over the quarter mile. So yeah, I'm biting at the bit to get in it and have a crack.
And on race day, Shane, what other duties will you be doing?
I'm sorry. What was
On
that?
on race day, yeah, bit of noise in the background. All good.
Yeah.
On race day, what other duties will you be doing?
So I'll be floating. Just obviously, all the new crew guys, they're going to need guidance. I'm going to be there to help them as well because obviously I have worked on the cars before. But I've also got, I'm going to get my hands dirty. I'll be doing, tires and pulling them on and off and fuel and yeah, there's lots of jobs. The list is endless. So there'll be always something to do. So.
And I think you mentioned the name before. Who's tuning the car?
So pretty much Aaron will be calling the shots, obviously, but Luke Marsden is coming on board. He'll turn the screws on my car, but he's a very knowledgeable person as well. He's, come up through the ranks of racing as well, so it's not going to take him long to pick up certain things and sort of go to Aaron and say, hey, what about this, what about that? So I think both those two guys will work really well together.
And what's the difference?
Yeah, I just want to add to that too with, I suppose at the end of the day when we decided that we needed to, for the new series to get another car out there and all that sort of thing, I think for me it was always an opportunity over the years to be able to give people an opportunity to, try top fuel, because obviously, it's not something that people have been able to, to be a part of quite easily. So with Shane driving that second car, it sort of gave us the opportunity to find another guy to sort of introduce into top fuel and, get the opportunity to hone their skills into, tuning the race car and learning about these cars. And, it's all about, John Force talks about the brains trust. So I think for us, being in a category that's so competitive, a lot of the, all the teams now that have got a car out in the park are very competitive and all that sort of thing. So for us, it's about building that brains trust. It's about building the personnel around each other. And, I think, having two cars and two sets of data to be able to, maybe help in the tune-up for both cars, really. And for me, that's something that I'm excited about. And you know what? At the end of the day, if we sort of take a few steps back before we go forward with, with the combination with Shane and Luke, well, that's so be it. What do you do? The only way people are going to learn is, be able to have the opportunity to have a bit of a go.
And the two cars, okay, two tuners, obviously going to be working together and mentoring for the new tuner and learning off one another. What's the difference in the two cars, though? I believe, Phil, you're running a 6-disc clutch and Shane's 5. Is that correct?
Yeah. So Phil's car does have Phil's car does have the 6-disc clutch in it, and yeah, the 5-disc clutch will be in the second car. So again, there is a bit of a difference there, but other than that, engine combination and tune-up and all the rest of that sort of stuff is pretty much identical car to car. So, yeah, they'll be close.
And Shane, will you be running all the rounds?
I'll try. Obviously, again, it's up to Phil. He's the one that has the keys. But yeah, we'll take it as it comes. We'll get the license out of the way. We'll get the first round out of the way, and we'll just go from there. Baby steps.
And will there be team orders on the day, or best man wins?
Ooh, team orders. No team orders.
No team orders.
Definitely no.
Hey, I'll tell you now. I'll race him. Don't worry about that.
Absolutely, race and win. First thing you want to do is beat the boss, right?
It doesn't matter. Competition's always good. It keeps me on my game. We're not getting any younger, so it's always good to have that little bit of a driving force. And someone once told me many years ago that the first person that you want to beat is your teammate. to have that bragging rights for a start. So, no team orders, but I think at the end of the day, we've been around drag racing long enough and running the cars long enough that regardless of what happens, the competitive nature kicks in, and doesn't matter, where you are and what you're racing, you want to win, and that's it. So, it's all about turning the win lights on, and at the end of the day, I'll be excited for Shane to be able to win, and just as much as I am excited to see myself win, because at the end of the day, we're still under the umbrella of the LTFR. So as long as we can put the cars in the winner's circle, as many times as possible, it's great. We've won. At the end of the day, we've won 4 championships, our team, with basically 3 different drivers. So that's sort of exciting to be able to sort of put that on our resume as team owners. And it's just going to be, like I said, hopefully we should be able to, if things work out all right and we can get to each round and the budget allows it, maybe we can, you never know what could happen at the end of the day.
And you'll both be at Sydney Dragway for testing on November 5 and 6?
Yeah, look, just an answer on that one. At the moment, with the way COVID is and the way being able to get to the track, obviously we need our first priority at the moment is to get Shane licensed. So at the moment, we'll say that Shane's going to be, one LTFR car, or he's going to definitely be there at the first test session. Because it's going to be so important to license Shane, we need to focus all our attention on making sure that Shane gets his license, because at the end of the day, our deadline is January that we got to run that second car. So At the end of the day, for us, our priority is Shane. And realistically, I haven't forgotten how to drive a car. It's like riding a bike. I know it's crazy, but everything seems to fall into place pretty quickly once you get there and you wheel the car out and everyone starts getting back in their groove. So first things first, like Shane said earlier, we have got some new crew guys that are going to be on Shane's car. But what we're going to focus on first things first is to Shane get his license, tick that box off, and then we can make sure that we're ready to go with the 2 cars come January.
Where are the cars based?
Shane can answer that one because that's where he is
right
now.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So that's where you are now, Shane. So are both cars there? Are they, wherever that is?
So the cars are based in Sydney. Obviously, Phil's in Mildura, but so the cars are both based in Sydney, and it's actually a workshop night tonight where all the crew guys get together and get to not only service the parts, but again familiarise themselves with the car, because a lot of them are very new as well. So yeah.
All right, look, thank you both for coming on down the track. Really appreciate it. One last words from yourself. Anything for your fans? Any messages you want to get out to the LTFR fans?
I'll go first, Phil. So for me, it's probably just...
Hey, of course you're going to go first. I already got plenty of fans. It's all right.
You know what? Just to promote this first meeting in January at Sydney, to get as many people we can on the hill, back to the racetrack, and support this new category that Phil and obviously Nathan and the rest of the guys there are trying to get together. So yeah, that's all.
Phil?
To keep going with what Shane's saying, for us at the new TFA series with obviously with Andy Lopez and Nathan Prendergast, what we've been able to put together, with the 6 rounds in 6 months. First things first, and you know what? I think also too for us, pretty much just to be able to get out, and I think just the general public to be able to get out, come and visit, and be entertained. We've been really locked down and not being able to go places or holidays or even to the point. So I think there's a lot of built up frustration that needs to be released by not only ourselves as as team owners and drivers and crew guys, but we want to put on the best show for everybody that's something to look forward to, some sort of, that light at the end of the tunnel of the pandemic, and hopefully we can, we can move on, mainly with, not only with just life in general, and hopefully they come out and support what we're trying to do, and get out and have a bit of fun.
I think we're all looking forward to it for all those reasons you just said. Get out and have fun again, but also it's the start of a whole new world when it comes to top fuel racing in Australia. The Australian Top Fuel Championship is promising to be something quite special, so we're definitely all looking forward to it. Thanks again, Phil Lamattina, Shane Olive, for joining us on Down the Track. Wishing you all the very best for the new series, and no doubt we'll be talking to you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce.
No worries. Thanks very much for having us.
It's all about beauty. It's all about passion. It's all about change. It's all inclusive. Every day I